January was a great reading month, and I read 12 books. I tried to tone it back because in the past I'd read a little way too much, right? But it was a fantastic month. So here are my recaps and reviews of what I think you should and what you shouldn't necessarily read. First off, let's start with some personal development. So, the first book that I read for the year was Necessary Endings by Dr. Henry Cloud. And I felt like it was a good one to start with because of a lot of changes that are happening in my life, right? If you haven't seen my video of starting over at 40 and all the big life changes, head here on my other channel, This Japanese American Life. But there's just a lot of things that do need to end for new things to start. And knowing when you need to end things is a huge part of life and planning for success and letting go of the things that are not serving you anymore. So, Necessary Endings wasn't necessarily my favorite book, but there were some really good things to take away from it for application to your personal life, business life, whatever life, all around good points to know. And then I dove into the whole series by Penn Cole. It's the Everflame series. This is Glow of the Everflame, but there's Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, Heat of the Everflame, and then Burn of the Everflame is yet to come. TBD on when it is coming, but I read all three of these. I can't believe it's her debut book. It is romantasy. It is really good. I enjoyed it, even though some parts I was going, oh my gosh, like, come on, it is a very slow burn, and there's a lot of magic, there's a lot of kingdoms, politics, all that kind of stuff, but it is great. Go check it out, Romantasy. Three of them. Those were three. And then I read this book called Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. It is a pretty short book, but it is an interesting read because it is about a woman who is later in life, right? 30s, 40s, and still working at a convenience store. And she actually likes that. And despite all these other people telling her you should do something else or different expectations of you should be married, you should be this, right? Societal expectations. It is about this woman that is very at home with being a convenience store woman. And it's just the story of how she navigates that and other people that are trying to fight the societal norm as well. Then I read A Wish for Us by Tilly Cole. And this one I think of as a perhaps musical version of A Walk to Remember. If you remember that, I'm kind of dating myself from my high school times of A Walk to Remember. I think of Mandy Moore and stuff, right? The movie version of it. But it has those kinds of vibes. So if you like that kind of romance, I might have tipped you off on things that might happen. I'm sorry if I did, but it's still a really cute, moving story. A Wish for Us. Two Twisted Crowns is another very talked about book talk sensation, romantasy, and it is darker though. One Dark Window is the first one. I read that in December, and then Two Twisted Crowns is the finishing of the duology, and it is very interesting because the main character, she has, how much do I want to say? How much do I want to say? But the premise is that this girl got sick and she has a beast essentially that it lives inside of her, another soul, another form. And so it has darkness, it has romance, it has family dynamics, it has revenge, it has politics, it has it all. And it's super engaging and it keeps you on your toes. Love it. Then I read Finley Donovan Digs Her Own Grave. I got the arc. Thank you, El Cosimano, for getting me that arc. I absolutely loved the fact that she reached out for that. And I loved the series. It is a mystery series, and I love that Finley Donovan is a mom and she gets into all these unexpected troubles. And she needs to figure out who did some of these other crimes so that she or people that she loves don't get framed for it. But it's just fun. I didn't think I was a mystery person, but this has changed my mind. Finley Donovan digs her own grave. That is the newest one. Super cute. And then, of course, oop, it's upside down. My anticipated Onyx Storm. I've got so many more thoughts coming from this, but as soon as this came, I got it on Libby too. So I had the audio and my fun copy right here. Obviously, it's not marked up, so I need to go mark it up. I think February is going to be the time where I go back and mark it up with my theories for the next one. But of course, we have time before the next one comes out. We don't even know how much time is going to be until the next one, which will be the fourth out of fifth or fourth out of five. So Onyx Storm read it. You know, my husband read it with me, so I was super excited about that. He was super confused at the beginning because he did not do rereads like I did, but there were a lot of things that came out right out of the gate with a lot of names, a lot of worlds, a lot of everything. So it may be confusing to a lot of people, but the more I think about it and the more I look back and go, oh my gosh, all the foreshadowing, that makes me want to go back again. Fantastic. I'm still all in on the Empyrean series. Then I read two other nonfiction books. One is When Breath Becomes Air by Kalanithi. Paul Kalanithi. I think that's how you say it. But it is a story of a doctor that has always talked to patients about fatal illnesses, severe illnesses, right? But then he is diagnosed with cancer. And so this is his story of going through that in his life. And um, it is inspiring. It is also sad. It is all those things. So if you're not at a place to read something sad, then don't go read it. But I always get something out of autobiographies and memoirs. So this is nothing short of that. Then I also read 10 to 25, which is the science of motivating young people. And there was nothing super new here that I learned, but really it is the idea of being more of a consultant towards people. And nobody wants to be told what to do, right? But if you can be encouraging, if you can make people think more for themselves, if you can encourage in a question asking kind of way instead of telling people what to do. But again, trying to get people to think for themselves and how can you guide, how can you consult so that you direct them in a better way. That is where we get people to be motivated on their own. So again, nothing new, but all kinds of things, 10 to 25, but I think it applies to all ages, really. And then I read another Kate Stewart book because I am on the goal this year of reading all of Kate Stewart's writing library. And I went into the series, the college football series, and it's the guy on the right, the guy on the left, the guy in the middle. So I read the guy on the right, and it was fun because it follows Theo, who is not the traditional stud or hot main character, right? He is a nerdy band kid, and it is his story and the love that he finds. It is funny, it is moving, it's fantastic. I can't wait to keep going in the series and learn more about the other characters that are in here because, in true Kate fashion, you come to love all these different characters despite their flaws, despite all the different things, you come to really be invested in all of them. I think that's what I absolutely love about Kate Stewart. And if you haven't seen my video about it, go here. I have dove into why Kate Stewart, which books you should read in what order, what she has out there, and I'll see you in the next video.